Coming up next is our feature on business movers. And this week we have a gentleman who has carved his own niche in the field of accounting. He is the quintessential numbers man who lived and breathed accounting all his life and now reaps the benefits of this passion.
Mr. Roberto G. Manabat is the chairman and CEO of RG Manabat, which is the Philippine office of global accounting firm KPMG. His father hailed from Pampanga, though he confesses that he is barely conversant in the dialect, having been raised in Manila.
My father is used to be, he's dead by the way, used to be with the advertising department of newspapers here. I think during his time, it's Manila Times, mga ganon. I think he worked the longest in Manila Times, way back then, when it was owned by the Roses family. So this was even before Marcos.
His mom was a homemaker and he is the second to the youngest of 4 siblings. He grew up in the Santa Cruz Blumen Treat area.
So I went to school in, I think it's still there, Cecilio Apostol, near the, what used to be San Lazaro Hippodrome. I think it's now SM, yung San Lazaro, SM San Lazaro. And then went to high school in Arellano High School in Santa Cruz.
He recognized early on his gift of numbers. He had a photographic memory for numbers and could easily remember telephone numbers, for instance, and is glad that he recognized the gift and talent early enough. His choice of accounting as a career helped him hone his analytical skills. If he had not been an accountant, he would have been a chemical or mechanical engineer, which still required a lot of skills in numbers. But these courses entailed more expenses than an accounting course. And with their limited financial capabilities then, he wisely chose to take up accounting. As a young man, he was very fond of chess, which is an extremely analytical game. He wasn't much for physical sports and remembers that he played basketball once and got hit by the ball, which broke his eyeglasses. So he stuck to chess. Even as a young man, his eyeglasses were already a part of his life. His first job was with SGV, which was widely recognized as the premier accounting firm in the country even back then.
SGV was the premier accounting organization then. And like what I tell the new entrants here, you know, you should have a goal early in your life. Like in my case, when I joined, my goal was to be a partner already. You have that. You have to have a goal there so that you know where you're going, how you're progressing, diba? And what you need to do to achieve that goal. No? So you take steps, no, and be a little patient because it takes a while.
SGV was his training ground where he found good mentors, and here he stayed for 30 years. He looked up to his recognized mentors, 2 or 3 of the partners at SGV, for the excellent training that he got, which pointed him to his present direction in his career.
The advantage of the big 4 firms, you know, the companies we talked about earlier, your KPMG, EY, PwC, Deloitte. The big advantage of being affiliated with these global firms is that they have the resources, knowledge, stock of knowledge nila with one click of a button.
He knows what hard work means, and during the busy season spanning February to April 15, which is the tax filing season, he would find himself being in the office as early as 6 a.m. and staying late, maybe even spending the night at the office to meet his deadlines. The company's biggest clients include multinational companies that have the best business practices, and he was always on top of his responsibilities. After 30 years, an opportunity came that made him decide to leave the company he served faithfully and strike out on his own.
There was an offer to take like early retirement, so I took that. Actually, I joined the SEC, the Philippine SEC, for a while, and helped as the general accountant. No? It's like the office of the chief accountant, no? Where you, in effect, supervise, in effect, be the regulator of accounting firms also. So that's where I joined for 3 years. Then the offer to lead KPMG came after the 3 years, no? When Mr. Jimmy Laya and Mario Mananghaya were retiring. No? So the chance to lead a different firm came, no? And I took advantage of it.
It has been almost 10 years that he has been with KPMG, and he found it professionally rewarding to be not just an operating partner, but a managing partner. He developed his management skills further and expanded his network of relationships.
Actually, I'm also a board advisor in some companies, no, which are not audit clients of KPMG.
There is a short list of highly successful accounting firms in the country. We asked Mr. Manabat where KPMG is in this list.
The objective way of looking at it would be the business world. The business world comes up annually with a list of the auditors of the top 1,000 corporations in the Philippines. And in the listing, the latest listing of Business World, we're the second biggest, no? In terms of the number of top 1,000 corporations being audited. No? So the companies we audit, I think would number 140. We're second to SGB.
Some of their biggest clients include the San Miguel Group, which also includes Petron, multinational companies like Pfizer, Unilever, Total, Credit Suisse, ANZ, and Prudential Life, among others. And like many others who don't recognize life's blessings, Mr. Manabat remembers to give back to the communities with his many advocacies.
We're helping out Enactus. I don't know if you've heard about Enactus. It's where universities form teams to help out communities. So Enactus is like the mother organization, and there'll be those schools with the projects helping out communities, and they are in effect participating in a contest held by Enactus, no? Who are the best projects, which are the best projects. No? So we're helping out Enactus in that. Plus, of course, we have a lot of CSR activities. For example, in the Yolanda disaster, we asked the help of Global to solicit donations from other member firms, and we came up with $1 million of funds.
The private man is also a family man, and we asked him about this.
I met my wife in the university. We met there, and we were part of the fraternity, sorority, circles. And we have 3 children, all grown-ups now. And I have 5 grandchildren now. And unfortunately, all of them are abroad.
These days, Mr. Manabat continues to keep busy, staying on top of operations. There is never a lazy day for him, and he knows that to keep his vision of further expanding the company, he cannot afford to slacken.
I always believe in the motto, the success is 99% perspiration, 1% inspiration. Maybe that's not exactly the ratio, no? Because sometimes there's also luck, no? But I believe in the motto of hard work. There's no substitute for hard work, especially as you build your own career. No? That's what I always tell our people, especially the young ones, be patient. No? Because to get here, a lot of sacrifices, di ba, experience. You get that through hard work.
As they say, the buck stops here. But in the course of doing what a leader should do, he never forgets that once he was an employee and he looked up to his mentors for guidance. Now that the tables have turned, it is his turn to take his lead.
I'd like to be remembered as a person who motivated and trained a lot of people, well, accountants, no, to have their own successful careers. No, I'd like to be remembered as somebody who was able to train them properly to have their own successful careers. Yeah.
You just had an intimate look at the professional life of Mr. Roberto G. Manabat, Chairman and CEO of RG Manabat, the Philippine arm of KPMG.